Who committed the crime? Can you spot the clues and name the guilty party? Prepare yourselves, detectives. This is Accusation. Hello and welcome. I'm Jack Sargent, but you can call me Your Honour. Welcome to this, our investigation room. On the boys' team today, we have Detective Inspector Tom Day and his trusty colleague, Danny Ord. And hoping to outsmart them to the prize is the girls' team. Detective Chief Investigator Jackie McDuff and her partner Lynn Locketangin. Welcome to the show, detectives. Welcome to the show. Now, detectives, this is where it gets interesting. I present to you the first crime, the death of Leonard Magnus.
A man was found dead in a deck chair outside his country estate. The victim's name was Leonard Magnus. He had a deathly allergy to peanuts and was found drenched in water, but who had the means, motive and opportunity to commit the crime?
Now, detectives, well, I hope you're watching very, very closely there, and I hope you spotted the clues. You can now question the suspects by asking 5 questions, to which the suspects may only reply yes or no, OK? Now, you may choose to accuse rather than to question. However, once you have accused, you may not do so again. All right? Now, here are the suspects. Suspect 1, Jeeves Jameson, the victim's long-term butler. Jeeves is responsible for the continued welfare of the victim. However, the cooking is left to suspect 2, Magnus, the victim's wife. Magnus has been unhappily married to the victim for 38 years. In the event of his death, she is penned to inherit his entire estate. And finally, suspect number 3, Jerry Dimmock, the victim's gardener. Jerry was fired by the victim the morning of his murder. He was picked up by police later that day after drowning his sorrows on the local cobbles. Tom and Danny, we will start with you. Let the investigation commence.
Get the ball rolling with a question, I think.
We're going to hit Magnus, do you think?
Can I go with Magnus, first of all?
Yes.
Okay.
Magnus, just wondering, obviously you were allowed to get involved with the catering side of things. Are you could have got hold of a cake, any type of cake? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, she could have.
Yes, there. Interesting stuff. So the next question will naturally go to the girls over there. Who are you going to question?
Okay, so...
So we know that Magnus could have gotten a cake. He was seen with a cake.
And he has a peanut allergy, so there could have been peanuts in the cake.
Could the butler have brought it to him?
Let's ask him.
Okay.
Can I ask?
Butler, did you bring cake to the victim on that day?
Yes.
He did he?
Bring cake to the victim on that day. Intriguing, curiouser and curiouser. Now, back to the lads.
Following up on that question, Jeeves, were you aware of Leonard Magnus's peanut butter allergy?
That's a good question.
You were. And yet he still bought the cake.
So yes, he was. Okay. Passing it back to the girls' team. Who are you going to question and why?
We haven't heard anything from the gardener, so we could ask him something.
That is true. And it said that he was found drenched in water?
Yes, and there was a hose pipe in the
There
crime
was.
scene. So, if you saw him that day?
Yeah, do ask that.
Suspect 3, did you see the victim on that day?
Yes. We knew that anyway, because he'd been fired earlier that morning, so you have to listen.
Yes. Good question, but not quite good enough. We are going to pass it back to the boys. Who are you going to question?
Yeah, I want to probe this guy.
want to keep probing you further, because you are devious, son.
But mind you, the gardener does look shifty. Does look very shifty. I wouldn't want him as my gardener.
Let's throw something else at GV boy over
Throw
here.
him a spoon.
Yeah. So we know that he was aware of the peanut allergy and
Yes.
he brought the cake to him.
That's naughty in itself.
I believe that he was just drenched in water because he was down by the river.
Did Magnus give you the peanut butter cake to take to Leonard Magnus?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a joint effort?
Okay, yes there. And Jackie and Lynn, now it's your turn. Who have you got your eye on? Who do you think's looking suspicious here? Who do you think the murderer might be? Who are you going to question? Who are you going to probe?
I don't think they know.
I think we've already asked that question. I think you know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be so bold as to rule out the gardener for this one.
You're ruling out the gardener.
At least for this question.
We're tentatively ruling out the gardener.
Okay.
He might come back.
Might come back to
Okay,
that.
okay, fair
He's
enough.
just a drunk.
Fair enough.
I'd watch out for him.
So I think we just want to ask Jeeves whether or not you had a quarrel with your employer throughout that day.
No.
Okay.
Indeed, Jeeves did not quarrel. Okay, now, I'm going to interject now because, and this is very important, I now have a bonus clue for you, okay, which you may take or leave, okay? But here it is. On further investigation, the cake was found to contain no traces of peanuts whatsoever.
No way.
Okay, that may be useful. That may be useful for you.
That's thrown a
okay?
spanner in the works, I'm saying.
Use that clue, you know, as you wish, but it may be of some help.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
I think we should.
So the boys have been
balls.
wrong.
So Tom and Danny,
Right.
based
What?
on that, perhaps using that as a piece of evidence, who would you like to question now?
Oh,
No,
right.
but he could have dropped something.
No, no,
Who's
no.
going to be? Who's going to be? Who's going to
Should we
question?
just go?
Or are you going to accuse, indeed, maybe?
What about the gardener? Did he?
No, I'm going to throw a real quick question at you, Magnus.
Okay, Magnus.
Are you excited at the prospect of inheriting Leonard's monies?
Yes.
Yes. Devious cow.
Interesting stuff.
Well,
Jackie and Lynn,
What?
you'll go.
What do you think, Ren? Have you got another question, or do you want to
I'm
accuse?
still curious about the water,
I'm still curious about the water.
and we don't know what killed him, do we?
We don't. I think we should accuse then.
I'm up for it.
We'd like to accuse, please.
You're going to accuse.
Yes.
You are accusing. And just to clarify, who would you like to accuse and why?
We'd like to accuse number 3, the gardener,
The gardener, the wily number 3.
the wily number 3, because he was found drenched and there was a water.
Okay, so you're accusing the gardener number 3, but I can tell you that no, unfortunately, you are
Time to
incorrect.
shine,
You
time to
are
shine, baby,
incorrect,
time
which
to
means
shine.
for this round you do not have another accusation. Okay, so we're going to throw it back to Tom and Danny. Here. Tom and Danny.
Okay,
who
well, we've
would
been
you
given a
like to
chance. We've
question
been given a
for
chance. The problem is, he's going for someone. I'm going
He's
for the
going
other
for someone.
person.
So-
So it's obviously, how do we come to an answer here?
indeed? Okay,
You're
okay.
excited. I know you are. I can see in your face. You're excited at this monies.
Okay, here's where I am. I'll be quick about this. There was no sign of trace of peanut butter in the cake, so the idea is Magnus couldn't have put any peanut butter in that cake. But on the way from the cake being delivered to Leonard Magnus, Jeeves, on the other hand, could have dropped something, a little potion,
mate,
a little drink.
I am saying it to her. I'm going.
Mate, I
Can we
back,
just
I
go
back
with
you.
me?
I do
me,
back you.
me,
I do back
me.
this kid more than anybody, so I'm going with you on that.
We're going to accuse
You're going to
Jack.
accuse,
We're
and who
going
you
to
gonna
accuse
accuse?
straight up now. Number 2.
You're
Magnus
accusing number
Magnus.
2.
Magnus
Magnus.
Magnus.
I can tell you that indeed
Yeah!
you are correct.
Yeah!
Magnus
You know
Magnus
it. You
was
backed it.
indeed
You backed
a
it.
murderer. Let's see how it happened.
See you later.
The victim's wife, Magnus, committed the murder with the intention of inheriting her husband's estate. The cake was not spiked with peanuts and was indeed a chocolatey sponge cake. At the time of death, Jerry Dimmock was fully intoxicated, and Jeeves the butler, who was attending estate business during the murder, was the one to find and report the bloody crime.
So the boys win 1 point for that round. Well done, lads. Now, as the crimes get harder, the points, well, they get higher. There are potential 2 points to achieve from the next crime. I present to you the death of James Norrington Sr.
A man was stabbed to death, cut up into bite-sized pieces and fed to ravenous ducks in a local nature reserve. The victim's name was James Norrington Sr. His wallet was found later in the park, empty, suggesting he was mugged. But who had the means, motive, and opportunity to commit the crime?
Once again, we have rounded up 3 suspects, each hoping to successfully prove their innocence. Suspect number 1, Toffington of Toffsworth Estate. Toff was James's business partner before the crime was committed. He was spotted in the park that evening carrying a cane and limping. Suspect number 2, Shazam McChav. Shazam was also spotted in the park that very evening. She was caught by police supporting hundreds of pounds in notes. She was also carrying a knife. And finally, suspect number 3, Carl Mallard. Carl is the park warden. He discovered the body and reported it to the police. Upon a later search of his office, a finger belonging to the victim was found hidden in the trash bin inside his office. So this time, starting with Jackie and Lynn, let the investigation commence.
Right.
Okay. So, Jackie and Lynn, who are you going to accuse and why are you going to accuse them? Or indeed question, I should say. I do apologise.
Yeah, let's start with the questions.
Who do you want to
Probably
start
best.
with?
Probably best.
Maybe we should see if we could rule out Toff because he was limping and see if he has always had a limp or if that's just a development of the day.
That's a good question. Go ahead.
Okay, so suspect number 1. Have you always had... is the limp recent? Okay, did the limp happen today?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the limp did happen today. That has been now confirmed.
Got there eventually, didn't you?
Now, Tom and Danny, what are you thinking?
Throw it straight out there.
Are we going? Well, we don't want to give away. We have an idea about this finger being found in Carl's office. We're not going to give it away.
Right.
No.
Okay.
But we're going to check this one out there. Carl.
Throw it out there.
Yes. Did you go on your daily round clearing up before the murder?
Ooh, good question.
No.
It's a no. It is a no.
It's after.
Lynn and Jackie, what are you thinking now?
I'm curious about the money because she
I
could
was
have gotten
wondering
them.
about that.
Yeah, the day before. So should we ask her if she got it on the day?
Yeah. Number 2, Shazam, did you get the money on the night of the murder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. All right. Okay, Tom and Danny, it is now your go. Are you going to ask another question, or are you going to go all guns blazing rather, and accuse someone? It could be potentially quite exciting. It could make amazing television if you did that. But that's up to you. You know, it's your call on that. Accuse or question.
We're going to ask another question, and we feel like we should stab again at Shazam.
Stab.
Yeah.
Okay, Shazam. This question is a little bit unorthodox. Maybe not quite what everyone's expecting, but there is some logic behind it. All will be revealed. Shaz, do you have a child?
Now.
Damn. Okay.
Shaz is without
answered our
child.
question.
That can be confirmed.
She's without.
Girls, back to you. What are you thinking now?
So
Are you
you
going to go
can
along the
date
lines
her.
No.
Are you going to go along the lines of questioning or accusing?
I think
I
we're
think we
sticking with
should-
questions.
Yeah, I don't think we're at accusations yet. I think we should go back to Carl.
He's a curious one. For
Um,
sure.
He's
Carl.
been quiet so far. I've not been asked yet. He's been
Yeah.
standing there quiet.
Carl, number 3, did you have any kind of weapon with you on that day that you could have cut up a body with?
No.
Okay.
Good question. Good question. He answered no. It's back to you guys.
I'd just like to quickly clear up why I went with the Shaz. Does she have a child? Because obviously the body got fed to the ducks, and we thought she may feed the ducks with her child with the bread, and then therefore logically suggest let's cut up the body and feed the ducks.
I
Just 'cause
see.
it
Yeah,
might- that's
the
what my
mindset.
plot.
Yeah.
But seeing that she doesn't have a child, maybe that's out of the question.
Yeah, that logic is.
Yes.
Tuffington hasn't
Been
really been
destroyed
hit yet,
by-
have you?
I think Watson's got.
Yeah. Tuffington, you haven't really been hit with a question yet. And we've already clarified that you are Limpy McLimpson and you carry a cane and you had business quarrels.
Limpson.
What could we throw at Toffee?
So you're gonna probe the top now.
I think so.
You're gonna probe the top. What
Right.
are you gonna say?
We're going to accuse.
We're going
We're gonna
accuse. We're gonna accuse.
Okay, this is big. This is a big. Lord Toff is now going to be accused.
No.
Is it?
We were going with. No. Yeah.
You're damn right. You're only gone and got it right. Well done. Very well done. He is indeed the murderer. Look at him. He's got guilty written all over his face. Look. Okay. I bet you're dying to see how it happened, don't you? Let's have a look.
Yes, Toffington committed the murder. He killed James for his stake in the business and planted false evidence in Carl Mallard's office. Carl, however, discovered the finger and in utter panic threw it into his waste bin. It was almost the perfect crime for Toff, but on his journey home he was mugged by Shazam McChav, which accounts for the stolen money.
We now enter our third and final crime of the evening, with the boys 3 points in the lead. However, there are still 3 points up for grabs in the final round. So girls, you could still draw level and cause a tie-breaker round. Very exciting indeed. Who will take home the money? Here is crime 3, the death of Stephen McBilliard. Detectives, I bring you here to the crime scene now. Just last night, this very bar, this very one here, witnessed the death of Stephen McBilliard. Okay? I will now point out to you the 3 suspicious clues. Are you listening? Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 1, a heart necklace found on the table. Number 2, a bloody snooker cue. And number 3, a blue chalky handprint on the bar. Okay? So, there are the clues. I now give you the suspects. Suspect 1 is Chris Hendry, Stephen's snooker rival. Chris was defeated in a match earlier that day by Stephen. Suspect 2 is Terry Lamb, the pub landlord. Stephen was having an affair with Terry's wife. And suspect 3, Jenny Lamb, the landlord's wife with whom Stephen had broken up with earlier that day. Now, the boys are in the lead, therefore, we'll start with your question first. Let the investigation commence. Boys, what are you going to ask? What are you thinking?
Okay, well, first it's very different standing actually in the crime scene rather than taking a step back from it, so...
It's good to clock. We scoured this place out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
had to engage a little bit more.
Yes, you do have to. In the final round, it's always harder. It's more intense.
And that's why we're here.
What are you thinking at the moment? What's your what's your mode of thinking at this moment in time?
One of the gents on this one. I'm gonna question one of the gents, I think.
You gonna question a gent? Which gent are you gonna question?
So Mr. Hendry, I think, number 1.
Mr. Hendry. All right, Mr. Hendry. What are you gonna ask him?
Yeah, he was in the pub. He was definitely in the pub.
Right.
What are you gonna ask Mr. Hendry?
Have you? I'm gonna take this one. Have you had a long-standing bit of feud with the murder suspect?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Bitter.
Juicy question and a juicy answer.
Juice.
Girls, what are you gonna say? Who are you gonna question?
Well, one of the clues is the heart necklace.
Yes.
So we could ask something about that.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that this is a crime of passion, since there are so
Yeah.
many clues left.
Yeah.
And obviously all 3 have good reason for killing.
Okay. Interesting thought process there.
Maybe we should ask number 3 if the necklace belongs to her.
Number
It's a
3.
good question, yeah.
Number
You're going to ask
3.
Jenny Lamb. What are you going to ask Jenny?
Does a necklace that's found on the table belong to you?
Yes.
Good question.
Thank you.
Oh, the gravy doth thicken.
Yes.
Tom and Danny,
I love gravy.
it's over to you.
I can feel the girls creeping in on this one, so we need to nail this next question.
We do.
We need to get a good idea of what's going on. The guy in the middle looks a little bit tentative, albeit massive.
7'4".
Yeah, I've seen him before somewhere. Have you seen him before?
No.
Oh, okay.
Big guy.
Number 2. What are you going to ask the big guy? What are you going to
Need
ask?
some juice in.
Yes, we do. How is the relationship with your wife?
Whoa.
Very loud.
It's yes or no. So.
Is it a stable relationship?
No.
It's not
So no.
stable.
So
Not
Terry
at
does
all.
not have a stable relationship with his wife Jenny.
Okay.
Interesting stuff. Okay,
Jenny.
girls, your second question. Who are you gonna pose it to?
Right.
Chris Hendry's.
I think maybe go back to number 1 because of the snooker cue and the blue chalk handprint.
Okay.
Yeah, what you
But I don't know
thinking?
what I'm
Okay.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Because I'm
Hurry up a bit,
thinking
girls.
we
Time's
should
of the
we should
essence.
find out if she had lost the necklace.
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
Had you lost the necklace before the night of the murder?
No, number 3 hadn't. Okay, guys, over to you.
I want to take this.
Guys, it's getting a little bit. I think we're pressing them too much. Are we? I think we should put the others out of their misery.
Okay.
We're going to be bold.
Going to accuse.
We are going to accuse.
You're going to accuse, and who are you going to accuse?
Me.
Watson,
It's exciting stuff.
go for him. Do it.
Big lad. We're
Big.
going to accuse you.
Going to accuse
Number
number
two.
2. Terry
Number
Lamb. Terry Lamb is being accused, and I can reveal that no, unfortunately,
Oh,
you are
my
dead wrong. Terry Lamb is not the murderer here. Okay. So you've used up your accusations. You cannot accuse again. Okay, so we're going to pass it now over to the girls.
So I think we should go back to the snooker player.
Yes.
I think we should ask. What do you think? Did you have a fight with him after he beat you?
Yes. Yes, I did.
You did. Okay.
So perhaps there was a scuffle during that fight.
How are you feeling now? Do you feel like you want to accuse someone maybe now, or how do you think this is going?
It's a 50-50.
It is a 50-50. Which one are you feeling?
Go on, guys. I dare you to be bold. I dare you to make an accusation.
Shush.
Wow.
You're out of it.
Do we get a bonus clue in this round at all?
You do get a bonus clue. Do you want the bonus clue?
Yes, please.
Okay. The landlord knew nothing about the affair. That is the bonus clue. Okay.
Knew nothing.
Well, he's
Then
out already.
I think we go with number one.
Let's just do it.
We'd
Sure.
like to accuse, please.
Okay, so you're going to accuse number one, which
Yeah.
is Chris Hendry. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's gone.
Let's have a look. Is Chris Hendry the guilty suspect? He is indeed. Chris Hendry is indeed the murderer. So
Johnny,
you are bang right. So you've won 3 points there, which means now this is extremely exciting. Now, after that round, both teams now have 3 points. Okay. So detectives, that means only one thing. We have a tie-break situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detectives, I will now ask the tie-break question. It has come to this, I'm afraid. Whichever team is first to call out the correct answer will be the winners of Accusation and will walk away with 5,000 big ones, 5,000 quid, 5,000 pounds. Excited?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so. Here it is. Get ready. In the first crime, the death of Leonard Magnus, what was the butler's first name?
Jeez.
It's the girls! The girls have got it! They've got it! They've got it! It is the girls! It is the girls who win Accusation and leave with £5,000. Well done, girls. Congratulations. How do you feel? Brilliant. Jackie and Lynn, you are our winning detectives and will leave today with £5,000. 3 more crimes have been solved. 3 more suspects have been accused. What bloody murders will we face in the investigation room next time? Thank you for watching Accusation.